Итак, продолжаем с того самого момента, когда он предлагает нам выполнить ее поручение. К концу предыдущей серии мы поняли, что даже если мы откажемся, мы якобы все равно выполним эту миссию. Поэтому давайте уже ее пройдем.
Do you know Gallery Noir down the street? I happen to know there's a charity event being organized there. Lots of influential Santa Monicans slithering in for token appearances. But there's one thing they don't know. The whole event's been set up by a kindred trying to establish their own power clique in our city. And we can't let that happen, can we? So I need some brilliant young upstart to spoil the milk.
Хотя, с другой стороны, знаете, интересно, вот если мы отказали ей, а в следующий раз она будет просить нас о помощи или нет? Хороший вопрос, кстати.
You don't need more enemies this early in the game. Give it a few years, they'll come. I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box, would you? Buy yourself something velvet. Leave the wine in the cask. I'll harvest that blood when it's time. Tonight there is no harvest moon. Got it? I'm sure Therese will be thrilled to honor your agreement when you get back. But in the meantime, get to the museum and ruin those paintings. Then pay me a visit. I want to hear all about it. Hurry up. I can only amuse myself for so long. Oh, and there was something about the paintings. What was it? I can't remember. Oh well, have fun, duckling. You can't
Ведь она
from me.
по-любому важную информацию скрыла. Но если нас стараются обвинять в том, что мы не сделали, давайте сделаем то, что просит Жанет. Хотя бы на обоснованной почве пускай ругает. Я-то знаю, что от Жанет потом еще будет задание. Вот не знаю, повлияет ли решение помогать ей на следующее задание. Она сказала где-то тут поблизости. 12. 12 тут не поблизости. Вот. А я помню твой мета. Хороший человек на самом деле. Точнее, даже не то, что хороший, а забавный.
I recommend you vacate the area immediately before I radio for additional security personnel. That really knocked a few years off the old ticker.
Единственный мент, который на нас не напал при первом же виде. Интересно, есть его убить? Ладно. Хрена себе. Ни хрена себе. Он сам напросился, ребят. Я прикрылся. Он в него стреляет. Видите? Вот мы посмотрим, что будет. Еще один появится, да, сейчас? Сзади, что ли? Я всего лишь хотел попасть в галерею. А, бесконечно зайти. Да, я же не прокачивал. Может, нет, не буду. Ну, наконец-то мы человечность понизили. Давно этого не делали. Да ладно вам. Скажите, еще один сейчас выйдет. Почему бесконечно затемнение-то, вот понять надо. А, нет, ну бесконечно, смотрите. Просто почему-то полоска не отображается. Ну, вот мы и в музее. 4 картины. Касса, конечно же, наша. И я-то думал, что мы себе заберем. О, кстати, полоску появилась. Ладно, смотрите, что будет. Видите, здорово снимается. Все, снялись. Нужна правильная последовательность. Но никаких подсказочек нету. Или хотя бы, не знаю, записку какую-нибудь оставили с историей. Это история некоего вампира. Так, правильно. Правильно, вроде бы. Он, да, значит. Да ты... Ай-яй-яй. Крови нету. А вот это-то как? Если сейчас опять его... Нет. Сначала смерть, потом... Вот это я не знаю, почему так получилось. Первый залить. Давайте просто попробуем. Да. Нужна, не спорю. Ай, блин, опять то же самое сделал. Простите. И сейчас будет. У нас нет здоровья, нет крови. Очень весело. Если мы выйдем наружу, он сразу же возьмет безумие. А вот сколько устанавливает? Мало. Хрена себе. Я же с ним не справлюсь. Мышка. У меня мышка сдохла. Привет, мышка сдохла. Ну так, все, обновил батарейки. Ха! О, по картины бить можно? Стой. Или нет, это я его так бил. Эх, блин. Сейчас как-то крови вообще не прибавляется. Да почему у него когти длиннее? Да уж, драки это не наш конек. Мне сейчас нужно как-то аккуратно выйти, чтобы в канализацию желательно попасть. Ну или на метов напасть. Лучше бы ты ушел. 4 до 10. Молодец. Собака. Откуда пистолет? Девчонка? Как же твоя мента была? судя по прошлому опыту, он может воскреснуть. Вроде пока не бросается. Ладно. Ну вот теперь уже есть за что ругать. Ну, попробуем отмазаться. В любом случае медальон у нас.
You. What were you thinking? The museum. That was my event! Did you think I wouldn't find out? Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as Tongue was out of the picture, but nothing's changed. I should have expected that you'd succumb to Jeanette's influence like all the others, but how dare you! Don't lie to me! Jeanette already confessed she tricked you into doing it. It was probably all Tongue's idea. I'll deal with them later. But that's still no excuse for you ruining my museum. Excellent. I'll take that. However, Jeanette claimed you did it for her. But let's say I believe you. After all, you've acted decently and rationally up to now. I imagine you'd still like me to call off the feud. There's only one problem. If Tongue gets word that I threatened Jeanette, which he most certainly already has, it's not likely he'll believe me. So, in order to call off the feud, you're going to have to convince Jeanette to forgive me first.
Если я опять же откажусь.
You know, when you address me that way, I'm almost inclined to believe you were responsible for what happened at the museum. So I'll ask you one more time. Will you go settle
Смотрите,
things
как
with
они
Jeanette?
продумали все.
Incompetence I can forgive, somewhat. Threats, on the other hand, I do not tolerate. If you want to stay in my good graces, if you want to accomplish this goal of finding Tongue, I suggest you do what I ask.
Нет, я на князе не хочу работать, поэтому тоже вариант так себе.
I made some threats against my sister. Idle threats, involving fire and her impious satin sheets. She took them quite seriously, and is avoiding me. I want to meet with her, and explain that they were said in the heat of the moment. I asked her to meet me at the Surfside Diner, to reconcile, but I'm busy with the club and my other endeavors. I'd like you to go to the diner and promise her that I don't plan to take any action against her. Wait for her in the back booth, near the phones. Jeanette is my sister and my child, or did you forget? What kind of monster would I be to condone such action? You have no more right to do such a thing as you do to even ask it. Go! Get out of here! I want her back.
Я почему-то думал, что Жаннет даст это задание, а не Тереза. В принципе, ладно. А если бы я медальон отдал, она бы его выкинула в море. Вот я вам говорю то, что если бы я отдал ее Жаннет, она бы выкинула его в море. Вот так-то. Так, у телефона в конце, да? Вот там. Ладно. Сделал вид, что этого не было. Да вы... Да... Не хочу так. Неужели должно определенное количество человек заметить, чтобы нарушить маскарад? Итак, идем к телефону. Не будем обращать внимание на ту подозрительную лампу.
Hey, stop, man!
Здравствуйте.
Hey, stop, man! Hey, brother, please go Hey, where you going, man?
Да ладно тебе. О, безумие. Отлично. Все равно меньше половины.
I'm terribly sorry about that. My sister was just furious about your refusal to take part in her design, so she sent those men to kill you. But I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Drop by. We'll take care of this tongue business. She's crazy! Help!
Лишь бы не безумие. Можно, конечно, пакетик с кровью выпить ради этого дела. Так, по разговору мы поняли, что сестренка все-таки объявилась, да?
Hey, big spender.
Посмотрим, как она уладит это дело.
You stay out of this! To think anyone would risk their life for this filthy, tainted waste of blood. This will just make it easier to kill both of you. Help! Save me and I'll help you find Bertram! I swear! Shut up, Jeanette! I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me! You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
А вы как думали, ребята? Знали ли? Догадывались?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with Kine, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
Так, вот вопрос, за кого мы заступимся? В тот раз я, конечно же, за Жанну заступился. Теперь давайте за Терезу.
Don't you want to hear what happened? How she became the pillar of the community she is today? Shut up. Just shut up! That's right, Jeanette. No one wants to hear your lies. I was the good girl. You were the wicked one. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me. Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down. Blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten. She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you. As I said, to trust Jeanette is to trust a famished jackal not to eat you while you sleep. Therese will never let you live. You've disappointed her. I used you, yes, but I didn't try to have you killed. Therese has no problem with killing, do you? Remember Father? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
Интересно, если бы я отказался от ее поручения, она бы сказала, что мы ей помогли.
I was always good to Father, but Jeanette made him miserable. Over the years, it all became too much for him. I think she broke his heart, so he killed himself right in our room. Killed himself? Therese, you placed his finger on the trigger once you blew his mind all over the silly clown wallpaper. Right after he found me in your bed and thought I was you. He was always angry at you. You drove him to drink. When he died, he was in torment. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face. As you shouldn't. I'm afraid, sister, I must write your ending in this family saga. And I want you to know I do so with great anguish and disappointment. I had such hopes that you'd change for the better with my guidance. But so, sweet sister, is this how it has to end? I admit I always knew this night might come. Well, any message you want me to give Father? An apology? A love letter?
В этот раз я, конечно, третий пункт выбрал. Но и Жанет осталась. Посмотрим, что будет.
Goodbye, sister. I had to do it. You do understand. It was her or me. Now that she's been dealt with, I no longer have to worry about Tongue. He's a minor threat without her. I'll call off the feud. Wait here. Tongue's hiding out in an abandoned oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him that one condition of a truce is that he help you. Our business, then, is finally complete. What you witnessed here, not a word to anyone. Do try to stay cautious. I'd hate to see one so promising meet an end because of wayward trust in another. I may have need of someone like you in a few years, if you're still around.
Если не ошибаюсь, в этот момент, возможно, с Жанет можно было флиртовать. Но это не точно. Ничего не говорит. Вот так вот. Честно сказать, когда первый раз играл, я догадывался о плане речи. О, отлично. 20. Только не нападай ни на кого. Только не нападай. Нормально. В принципе, если бы я выбрал Жанет, она тоже сказала, что он прячется там, в двери. Смотреться всегда будет не лишним. А вот и Носферату. Наконец-то, противник. Хоть кто-то.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh? I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted. The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are. News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting. Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need? Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on. As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers. Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the Masquerade. Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
Так, нужно ли что-нибудь еще? Вроде все задачи выполнены, да?
Here, take this map. Use it to navigate the sewer mains. You'll never be able to use public transportation with that face, so, get used to jogging in the slop. And stop back by later. I might have use for a young Nosferatu like yourself. You ready to go?
Если так подумать, то наш Носферат еще тот красавчик. Пусть у него и уши странные, но относительно красавчик. Все, собственно, боевая зона сразу. Попробуем по стелсу пройти, как обычно. Хотя, в принципе, можно было закупить пакетик с кровью. Даже если бы мы тут стояли 3 минуты, он бы 3 минуты делал, справлял свою нужду. Это враг, да? Это ведь враг? Я не уверен.
Yo, what the fuck is going on here tonight? Marcus is all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe he heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking caps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear ya.
Freeze, motherfucker!
У каждого оружия свой тип убийства. Ну, ладно, это два типа одинаковых хороших. Так уж и быть. У ножа точно. Он другой.
Hey, you see something? Where you going, man? Motherfucker.
Блин. Диалог прослушали. Тут уж совершенно быстро останавливаться.
Freeze, motherfucker!
Как еще перелистнешь все это, столько времени уйдет. Почему я силу крови пропустил и использовал исцеление? Вот этого я не понял.
Come out.
Why not? Don't they fly in a movie? Yeah, I guess so.
Он уже спустился. Это было предсказуемо. О, закрыли дверь. Ну, ребят, открыть я вам не смогу я. Уж извиняйте. Что это мне показывает? Действие не нажимается. Блин. Но с этим должны тихо разобраться. Видимо, можно было как-то с этим сработаться. Тут где-то есть червь? Заметил. Круто. А это еще что такое?
Hey, stop!
Ты тут попаш? А, понятно. Еще и акробат, да? Рукопашно захотел справиться с нами.
Hey, where you going, man?
Простите, меня отвлекли. Это да. Фигню сделал. Не понимают люди, что я занят. Бывает такое. Так. Не сломаю в любом случае. Ну и хорошо. Потому что там есть еще один ход. Ствол двигается, это ничего страшного.
Face, motherfucker.
Откуда там такая толпа взялась? Если дверку открою, не сразу. Хотя, если я спрячусь. С тобой прикрыться смогу. Может и нет. Там можно было незаметно сделать. Отлично. Стоп. Рано. Блин. Даже не все еще смотрел. Я не все осмотрел, ребята. Быстренько туда. Ну, скорее всего, мы тут не пройдем, конечно, но я все равно хочу. Блин. В смысле? В смысле? Он быстрый. Понял. Тут вампирская способность не помешает быстрого бега. Да нет, это бесполезно, я знаю. Уйди. Что завис? Пожалуйста, откройте. Блин. Напрасно.
Where you going, man?
Нет, не напрасно.
Your handiwork, I presume? Not experienced much in the creatures of the night, are you? For future reference, you might keep in mind that werewolves aren't in the habit of introducing themselves.
Клыки есть, значит, вампир.
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you.
Да, мы все порвали.
Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace? She's undoubtedly Malkavian. Or should I say, they are undoubtedly Malkavian. A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets. Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred. Hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles. Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular.
Тогда зачем
If
спрашиваю?
you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Nice work, fledgling. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight.
Красавчик какой.
Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why? No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition. What do you need? I know you did. Sharp kid. Can track like a bloodhound. I watched him work for a while before I approached him. I had no idea how eager he would be to help. I knew you would. I had him watching you-know-who for me. It was inevitable you'd pass through her joint. I told him to keep an eye out for you, gave him lines to feed you, the whole bit. No, you helped me remove a spy without revealing myself or getting my hands dirty. Pretty good actor, that Knox, huh? Don't take it hard, fledgling. I won't be the last elder to milk you for a favor. Sure. What am I gonna say? He's the boss now. He's LaCroix's iron fist. No one knows the sheriff, really, except LaCroix. No one even knows the guy's name. There's lots of rumors about him, though. I heard LaCroix picked him up in Africa over 100 years ago. Obviously, they work well together. Sure. From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the kind of guy you want on your side, and more kindred go anarch every day 'cause of him. Sure. They're a bunch of malcontents. They get pumped up by rousing the rabble they keep around them. Like that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what the Bruja are all about. Jealousy and contempt. Sure. Well, they fancy themselves loners and drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gangrel can walk upright. They just choose not to. Sure. Malkavians are, interesting. There's something to them. Learning to sort the wisdom from the bullshit can be some work, and, not all of them are worth listening to, but, they're all good fun, if you ask me.
Ну, это та самая девчонка на пляже.
Sure. The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a bad place to be in the afterlife. The Nosferatu stick together, pool resources. We have more going on than anyone could guess at. Our web blankets the night. I'm loyal to the clan, loyal to my primogen, and therefore loyal to the Camarilla. The Nosferatu are the eyes and ears of the Camarilla, so they take care of us. They value our services, or, don't want to be on our bad side. Either way, no one bothers us. Sure. I don't rub elbows with the pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now, if only they'd get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos. Sure. Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them. Sure. Well, they get a bad rap, if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge, but when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventru know how to step up. They can take the heat. Yeah. The Anarchs. Yeah, I respect what they do, strenuous liberty and all that jazz, but they're kidding themselves. Wherever there's an ounce of power to be had, there'll be people dicking each other over. You think the Camarilla invented that? Yeah. The Camarilla works. When you let vampires run wild, you wind up with caitiff frenzying in the streets, thin bloods blowing the Masquerade, and hunters sniffing around. Law and order is the kindred's friend. Caitiff are just riffraff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society. Don't know their clan. Mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened. Yeah. You ask me, the Sabbat makes no sense. They couldn't care less about the Masquerade, and they seem to care even less about themselves. It's like, hey, let's all spread hell on Earth so we can feel big and bad. Oops, I'm dead. Now how did that happen? Yeah. The camera... Theory goes that the farther down the bloodline you are from Cain, the weaker the blood is. So if you're, say, 5th generation, the blood is strong. If you're 15th generation, you barely qualify as a vampire. A thin blood. It is a sad state. They're weak. Their power's watered down. Most of them are caitiff, and there seems to be more and more of them. Many kindred think it's a sign of Gehenna. Gehenna, the day we all die. When our sleeping forefathers rise and bring about the end of the world, many believe we are living in the final nights. Cain, the biblical brother killer, father of all vampires.
Как раз картины были с ним связаны.
Hunters, humans who hunt vampires. Most are half-cocked yokels, who also say they've been abducted by UFOs. The real hunters are trained by secret societies, holy orders of the church that have existed since the Middle Ages. Fear them.
Ладно, мы получили достаточно много информации, хорошо, что я его не ударил. Что дальше? Прокурор. Давайте уже в следующей серии продолжим проходить данную игру. Эта серия вышла относительно насыщенно, по крайней мере, в плане информации мы сейчас от первого встретившего Масquerade много узнали. Наверняка, конечно, в голове еще не уложилось у многих, кто такие, да, что такое. Но, думаю, со временем все прояснится. Поэтому смотрите далее. Всем пока.